David Banner.
Well, I want to comment on two things, and then Scott, we're going to come back to you. One of the things that I want to talk about that Scott actually addressed that I found out through therapy. That's what my first depression was about. I had accomplished everything that I wanted in life, but nobody ever told me to recalibrate your dreams. Nobody told me to assess your life. And if you really think about it, I didn't get on until I was 28. Everybody thought I was 22, 23 years old. I was 28 when I got on. But I accomplished a whole bunch of shit in like 4 years, 4, 5, 6 years. Like by the time I was 32, I had accomplished everything that I just about said I was going to do, and my wheels were spinning. If you think about it, Most people who think about their dreams, you sort of see yourself accomplishing your dream at like 80, and then you die. Or like you're going to be working your life trying to accomplish your dreams. Mm-hmm. If you really think about it, that's what most people think is going to take a lifespan. Whether, you old or you die, you think you're going to die at 26, however. But nobody ever tells us that we have to reassess our dreams. And like Scott and Corey said, you also have to assess and give yourself credit and be thankful for what you have accomplished. When we went back and did all of my production credits, I look back, man, and I had over 85 credits from Quincy Jones, from Maroon 5, and Chris Brown, and Lil Wayne. And I was like, damn, I actually did this shit. The other thing that I'll say is that if a wise man told me once, if you beg the universe, all you ever gonna get is charity. So I believe that we are a part of God. So to a certain degree, some things we should know and demand with a level of you got to command it and want it.
Yeah, with vigor.
Like they said in the book, you got to demand it, and then you got to know and expect it. And Think and Grow Rich, they said you should never be depressed. Because if you got it in your mind and you've told God, see, they also said in the book that what do they call the things where people say over and over again?
Confirmation.
They said confirmations are bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Affirmations, thank you. Affirmations are bullshit because God heard you the first time. And when you're constantly trying to affirm it, that means you don't believe. So you're putting into the universe doubt. God heard you the first time. You should be happy after you requested it or you demanded it. You should be happy already. You should be smiling because you know it's coming. You feel me? All right, Scott, go ahead. I interrupted you, bro.
Well, two things I wanted to say was, one, once you come up with the dream, you can't necessarily dictate the time frame. Mm-hmm. You just have to trust and believe that it's going to come. I had an actual dream of mine was to work with D'Angelo and travel the world with him. That was in 2004. I set that as a goal. It didn't come until 2011. But we live in a culture that everybody wants things right now. You can go on American Idol tonight, tomorrow you have a Grammy, But life don't always work like that. You can't always dictate the timing because there's so many other things that have to come together for your dream to come true that are outside of you. And you don't even know those things that are going on. And if you get that dream too early, you might not be ready for it.
Absolutely.
Look what happens to a lot of child stars when they get more responsibility than they can handle too early. A lot of them falter. You know what I'm saying? So you can't always dictate the time frame. You just have to have faith. But the other thing is you have to work real hard. Once you come up with it, like you said, if you want a boat, you got to feel the wind. But you also got to get into boats. Like you got to research boats. You know what I'm saying? You got to you got to submerge yourself completely and totally into that life. Like I've seen you do production banner all night. Like I'll go to sleep and wake up the next day and you're still doing beats. Like you have to completely and totally commit to this, man, once you have the dream. Because I know, Regina, your favorite book says faith without works is dead. But a lot of people forget the works part.
A lot.
Or you achieved your dream, but it wasn't easy. It took a lot of man hours to push you to where you are today. And I think people look for the easy route. They look for the quick get rich schemes, but that's not all. That doesn't have longevity.
And I also believe,
Don't forget the hard work aspect of it.
and I also believe the only thing that God should have to give you is vision.
Mm-hmm.
Once you see it, if you have sound mind or body, it's on you then.
Yep, I agree.
It's on you. And then you have to do all that you can do. And then when you let go, the universe will give it to you. Scott.
And it's perfect timing, not yours.
You ready?
What?
What you see? I did this whole thing because of you.
I got a lust for 850 Deluxe, and until I touch $1 million, ain't much to discuss. Nah, for real though, that was AZ.
No, I know you mean it though.
I do mean it, but nah, for
Most
real though,
definitely.
like, to be honest with you, man, like Scott said, it was always, I've been a person that everything I've always set out to do, I did that shit. You know what I mean? So if it was far as like when I was a kid, I used to want to be like, oh, I want to be like the size of a wrestler. Like I always liked Hulk Hogan and them. And so I worked out till I looked like a fucking wrestler. You know what I mean? So it was all the small things, but
oh yeah.
My biggest thing was like, I started knocking stuff down so fast and a lot of stuff came to me like the opposite of you said quick. And then I hit some problems. And then for a minute, it was like, fuck. Cause I was like going through it like, damn, like I was used to winning and getting it the way, like getting it fast. It would just happen for me. Like I tried it, put the work in and it came. So I hadn't really came to a point where I put the work in and didn't get what I thought I should have gotten return for it. And then once I did, it kind of taught me to like, that you got to still, like what Scott then said, that you may not have, the time limit may not be what you expect. Because I put the work in and think like, well, I done it like this before, so I should win in that same amount of time. And it does take longer. So it took a whole going through a course then, but staying on it and staying to honest and straight on my thing. I ended up meeting you, and a lot of things that I was working on previously before meeting you end up coming full circle and back around. So like, as of right now, I'm doing the things I've wanted to do. You know what I mean? I'm very fortunate about that. And moving forward, it's definitely just getting my whole management company out there and going and getting the clients as far as with sports and entertainment together.
I always tell people it's like food. You know, if you look at things that are good for you, they take time.
Absolutely.
One of the best things, I am an excellent cook. The worst thing about me and cooking was putting the fire too high, trying to cook the food fast, and it would be burnt on the outside and raw in the inside. And what I realized, things that take time, you microwave it, that shit may taste good, but that shit tearing your insides up. Shit that's good for you, like, you know, that stuff that I cook for you, it take me 24 hours. I have to prep it, everything about it, but it's good for your body. You can feel it going
And
in.
you put so much love.
Hey, what'd you cook for?
Hey, man.
What'd you cook?
It's
My birthday coming up.
Mine is too.
Y'all gonna be shitting your whole birthday away. You get that. But nah, though, like even what you were saying, like I guess it did come fast. Cause I mean, I might have, you know, here or there, but
So,
like
Steady plodding, that's what you have to do, right?
If they, I always tell people, sometimes God doesn't let your dreams come true because He knew it would be a nightmare. Most of the things that I thought that I wanted that was supposed to come fast, when you really sit back and look at and me knowing you, if we talking about the same things, if some of that stuff would have happened.
well, because it's like if I'd have got it like the way at the rate it was going, I was part owner of a gym when I was 23 years old, dog. I moved from Youngstown, moved here. I'm living good, house good. You know, I got this big ass crib and shit. You know, I was doing what the fuck I wanted to do. If that would have stayed at that rate, a motherfucker wouldn't have been able to tell me shit because I'd have been like, nigga, I got the Midas touch. Everything I do, I would have hit homers on. So I probably wouldn't even took in what somebody told me. Like how you tell me some shit and it paused me up like, damn, maybe bro right. I'd have been at a pace of getting everything that I probably would have been like a fucking asshole. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was becoming one. I could even think back on times like, damn, I was on some dickhead shit. You know what I mean? So it took for the things that happened to happen for me to, you know, kind of like recalibrate shit and not be a total ass.
Not to deviate from our topic, but one of the things that I think one of the lessons that we taught each other is that in a lot of cases, guys, especially with anger, a lot of times when shit happen, it's not what you think that it is. I think that was one of the greatest lessons that me and you both learned. Can I tell a story?
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So he was about to beat the blood out this motherfucker face, right? And he called me, and I could hear him trembling. He was so fucking mad. And I told him, I was like, bro, I think I shocked him. I was like, bro, I usually don't do this, but if you're going to let your anger take over, I'll come get you out of jail. Because I knew as mad as he was and as big as Lee is already, and it was going to be a problem. Like, you know what I mean? So he waited, and it ended up going home. Nothing happened. And then coming to find out, it was about a month later, or a couple weeks later.
Yeah, a couple weeks later.
He ended up talking to the dude, and it was a total, it was a total mishap. You know what I'm saying?
Like, dude apologized and all that shit.
Everything. And that's what I've learned in life. A lot of times shit ain't what you think it is, and you have to let situations marinate and maturate, you know? And one thing that I tell y'all that has changed my whole entire life, and I know this may not be fair, but I put dollar signs and worth over people's head. Anytime I get mad at somebody, is it worth me not showing up and recording the podcast? Is it worth me not being able to be here for y'all? I don't know too much on this planet that's worth me getting angry and putting my life on the line. You know what I'm saying? So Ludacris actually taught me that. It was a rapper that, and y'all know I don't usually do this. I was gonna go wipe that motherfucker. Literally, I was gonna go wipe that bitch. And Ludacris said to me, "You are David Banner." That's what he said. He said, "David Banner, you read all the time. The Art of War said you don't exhaust resources with somebody that you don't have anything to gain from." You know, so I tie it back into your vision. It's like you also have to be so engulfed in your vision that stuff doesn't make that boat rock and make you get off of your path. Even when I'm in Atlanta, I tell people all the time, I don't know where most of the stuff, when y'all ask me, I don't be knowing what shit is. I know where the studios are and the gyms are and the parks and shit like that where I can go get my little zen on. But like, even in dating, everybody know this about me. If it don't run past my path, I don't fuck with it. I don't go chase nothing. Because if I do what I'm supposed to do and I fulfill my vision, everything will come into fruition. All right, it's my turn. I tell y'all what my vision is. Building a city for my people.
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned, and I actually had to change my vision a little bit, we got to do this shit quiet. You know, in our head, we want to pop shit. Black city, all black city. I know. I want to have our shit hidden. People probably not find out about what we do until I'm dead. You know, because I really believe that there will be no liberation for black people if we don't own water, food, land, hospitals. They'll always be able to treat our people the fucking way that they want to if we don't own things that sustain life. Have you ever noticed? We own 1 million funeral homes, but how many grocery stores do we own?
Right.
Like, they'll let you put a nigga in the ground, but they won't let you keep a God alive. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's my vision. Because, like you, Tommy, my mom told me this, and it shook me. My mom said, ever since you was little, you did everything that you told me that you were going to do. So she said, if you know that you have God's favor on you, why don't you dream bigger? If you can do anything you want to do, and I really thought about this, and I'll say the name. That's how I felt about Will Packer, Scott. You know, me and Will started about the same time, but Will's vision was bigger than mine.
Much bigger.
We had the same work ethic. We put the same time in. I thought about this. Speaking of Michael Jordan, I wanted to say this. It's crazy how they fool us into wanting to be the best basketball player or the best sports figure or the best rapper. But what if people put that same focus into being the team owner or starting their own NBA? Or imagine somebody with the internal fortitude that Jordan had. Imagine if that motherfucker was a freedom fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Will wanted to own a movie conglomerate. I wanted to be a rapper. And we both fulfilled our dreams. Like, and not even on Front Street. I tell Salih that all the time. I think Salih has the potential to be one of the greatest men that walk this earth. And he said he want to be an A&R. And I'd be like, dog, I really believe that
that's just a part of it. That
I know that, but I'm just
okay.
I'm just saying in general, like, I just try to. Will Smith said, if your dream isn't big, if your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. Like, bro, I see you owning shit in Russia. Like, just like that kind of shit. Like, all around the world, we owning half of a fucking country. That's the kind of shit I want for us. Let me ask you guys something. In this book also, they asked the question that there is no success without sacrifice.
Boy.
I'll start with me. All of y'all know I've always wanted 7 kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to be a father. What people out would be surprised about me, I want to be married. That's one of the things I've wanted the most in my life, and that's one of the things that I gave up. They said that sacrifice is necessary in every case, but when you fulfill your dream, that sacrifice will be nothing to the gains that you would get for that sacrifice. But that sacrifice is painful.
Mm-hmm.
Lee, what's something that you sacrificed in your life in order to stay on the road to fulfill your vision?
I mean, just you got to think similar to what you said. Like, as far as like even with like dating women, like I ain't got no kids, nothing like that, and it's like I don't really see that letting up no time soon. So that's very well a sacrifice that I feel gonna be one of mine, is because I don't got time for that right now. Like, everything is just rolling like I want it to again at this point. So it's like I can't take that eye off that ball. Like, we deep in the game now. So it's like I gotta be submerged
Well,
in
with
that.
you and Scott both, bro, like, people may get it fucked up. Y'all like food.
Oh,
y'all
that
sacrifice
too, yeah.
on. I ain't never seen like y'all two on this diet shit. I do decent, but bro,
Yeah,
like,
I
you
mean,
and Scott both. It's
and
Scott like macaroni and cheese.
and it's rough too.
We ain't
It's
get as
like,
much paper as you.
look, and I be really having to watch it because I'm naturally a bigger dude, so I really got to watch what I eat to stay in order. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just like a smaller dude, and I'm just gonna be a skinny nigga.
You
with
know
a
how I
little gut.
knew that it was spiritual for you?
What?
That time we went and got that Chicago deep dish pizza.
Oh yeah,
Dog, that shit look.
Hey.
Lee started glowing, and the motherfucker started floating up in the air. And she said, "Oh, I never ate this much trash."
for real. And then just even like, I mean, granted, I left my parents. Like, my mom live here now. You know what I'm saying? Because I got her to move down and got her down here. But like, to just not be like, me and my father super tight, to not be able to be around my pops all the time because I left home. Like, that shit bothers me. Like, because I know how our relationship is, so I know how we would hang if I were home. And that shit bothers me. You know what I'm saying? That I don't get the time in with my pops. I see my pops a couple times a year, but we talk every day. But I love to be able to just be, at the end of the day, just go to my pops' crib, pull up, have a drink, and then go on about my business.
I tell y'all something that was real dope. Salih's dad pulled me to the side, and Salih's dad is a man's man. Like, his dad had been getting it way before a lot of folk. He pulled me to the side and just like, I appreciate the time, you know, and the effort that you give my son. Like, I thank you. And, you know, it wasn't no whole bunch of words or nothing like that, and that meant the world to me. Tommy Nova, besides rubbers, what do you sacrifice?
I feel like just in general, just relationships, because I work so much. I feel like I really don't have time for a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's why we kick it so hard when we all do come together and you find people that you can really fuck with. Like, technically, y'all my family. Like, for fucking real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
but that's basically it, man. Like, you know, kicking it with cats. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like a loner because it seems like I'll call 100 people and 0 will answer. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like I'm on a different wavelength than a lot of people, and I feel like that's what I sacrifice for locking into what I want so much.
Scott, what do you sacrifice in order to be?
I
Who
mean,
you are.
just like Lee said, man, I left home at 16. And I didn't come back home till I was 48.
Damn.
So you talking about missing mother's birthdays, Christmas, Father's Day. I've spent so many holidays eating by myself in diners around the world that I don't even think in terms of the specific day no more. My last 7 birthdays, I haven't been home. I'd be in Jersey, Philly somewhere working. Relationships, taking a huge toll on relationships, because if somebody called with a check, I'm going to the airport.
Right
now.
then. Like right then. Yeah.
And a lot of, and that's a lot of pressure on a relationship. And I get it. I'm not blaming anybody for saying that's not the life they want to live. But relationships is taking a huge toll. Like I said, just missing a lot of time, man. Like when I first started this thing, I was working a corporate job and personal training at the same time. I've started, remember when we were in LA? My day started at 4:45 in the morning. And Banner liked to train at midnight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm running all day long. I'd be trying to get to this level. I was training people for free just to practice. So it's just sacrifice a lot of time, a lot of freedom. People out there partying. I'm sleeping in the back of my car, trying to get a little couple hours rest.
Do you know that was one of the reasons why we got so tight initially? Because, when the doctor had diagnosed me and told me that I was going to die if I didn't lose that weight, you remember trainer was trying to charge me I'm talking like $4,000 a month. And Scott gave me his prices like, bro, I know who you are. I'm not going to price gouge you, bro. I'm going to charge you what I charge. He said, I'm going to charge you what I charge everybody else. And he did that. Yeah.
But that's how you get longevity. You have to treat people fairly. You have to be honest. How can I charge you one thing for an hour and charge Regina something different? It's still 60 minutes. It's still a session. Right. And, when you live a life of integrity like that, it'll carry you a long way.
Regina. You didn't sacrifice so much, though.
Yeah, I was about to say I've sacrificed me.
You getting it back now, though.
I'm getting some of it back.
You don't think a lot? You
I'm
the queen. You definitely the queen. You ain't even got to raise your hand no more. You got it going on.
Sacrificed a lot of myself because I'm loyal and I like to see other people win. And I've just given so much of myself to others, but now I'm seeing that it's time for me to do me, so I'm getting there.
I push you to do that, though.
You do? Okay.
And I love on you. And I hug on you.
She ain't talking about you, bro.
Boy, let me tell you. It's supposed to be my moment, right?
But I love on you.
You do, and I say that.
I get emotional about you, though.
I'm emotional. Oh, wait, cut that.
No, go ahead.
I'm done. Because you raining on my parade over here.
I said I was going to be quiet now. I promise. I ain't going to say nothing.
So I've said that I sacrificed myself to help others fulfill their dream. And now it's my turn. So with some encouragement from David Banner.
I was just going to say that, as you go down this path, you learn that people will take whatever you give them.
Yeah.
And so it's up to us to take care of ourselves.
Yep.
I remember when we went to LA, between 2 and 6 every day, I turned the phone off and shut down.
Yep.
Because people just keep calling, keep coming by, keep whatever, and they'll take until there's nothing left to take anymore. So I've learned to take care of myself first, and that's not being selfish.
No, it's not.
Because if I don't take care of myself, I can't help the people I'm trying to help. Because I'll be down.
I implemented that in my life, Scott. I noticed that, especially when I'm training or I'm running, people want you to stop.
And go to them.
And go to them. So the way that I do it now, when I'm going up the mountain, if you want to talk to me, you got to join me. I'm not going to stop. Now, when I'm coming down and I'm finished, hey, we could kick it, whatever the fuck. But when you on your way to success, a lot of times people don't know it and they don't mean it, but they really be trying to slow you down.
They don't understand it. Like if they ain't similar in mind, like and got their eyes on a goal like that too, then they not gonna get it. It's not meant for them to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Corey, you was about to say something?
Yeah, no, I'm solid hitting on the head because it's not too many people that understand that drive. Like, I mean, in my case, like I got a 4-year degree, I got a finance degree, only to go back to school to come out and work for free 80 hours of work to do the music stuff. Most people don't understand it. When your friends that you graduated with a finance degree are on Wall Street making $100K a year and you over here working for free, taking, going on food runs, they don't correlate that. And so it's very few people that understand really what it takes in that drive.
But they're not going to understand once your vision is fulfilled, then you can't talk to them about boss shit either.
Exactly.
Right, right. And on the other side of what you said, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I have plenty of friends that like they got out of school balling, enjoying life, making a ton of money. And you fast forward to now, they hate what they're doing. They got money, but they're unhappy. And it's just like, one thing I always said is that I won't trade my happiness for any amount of money in the world. Like if I can't be happy, I don't want it, because the one thing we can't get back is time. I can figure out how to get money, but I can't figure out how to get happiness. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. They choose the money and then they're miserable instead of saying, okay, let me figure out what makes me happy and then figure out how to make money to do it, to be able to support yourself.
Tommy, no, but let me ask you a question. Being that you don't wear rubbers, how do you balance the line of what makes you happy and like your health? Because I know that sometimes you fear, those little demons that come out of other people's bodies sometimes in the form of like, a venereal disease or like that old Rona on the end of the dick.
You just gotta be very selective. You don't mess with everybody.
Why Tommy stuff always come to
Because Tommy envisioned himself being like, what's the white dude name with the long hair? The white porn star.
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy, yeah. Tommy said, ever since I was little, most people looked at Jordan. I looked at Ron.
But you know what's funny though? When you talk about envisioning it, like as a kid, I never saw like, 3 kids, a wife, and a picket fence. Like I didn't see that shit. Like I never once in my mind envisioned that, pictured that, so that I did it and it hasn't happened. It's like, it ain't no big deal to me because I never saw that anyway. It was like, I saw my pops, I saw my brother, the shit they was, like how they lived and how they dressed. Like that was what I wanted. And it's like, the more and more I got that, it was like I was always cool with it anyway.
But you know what? The thing that I talk about with you and Scott, though, and I'm serious, man, about you guys. I think all of us, man, one thing that I can honestly say, my friends, all of my friends, but one, great fathers. I mean, some of the greatest fathers I ever seen. Karan, like you guys, I see what you all do for the men that's around you. You with Lil Ham, you with your nephew, Scott. Like, I always been like, damn, man, I wonder, like, that information and that time, if that was in a little girl, if that was in a little boy, that was y'all, especially the way that all of our fathers are. Like, I always, because Scott be like, man, I don't want to hear that shit, man.
I can't wait to see you guys as fathers. I think it's
like
going to be
2
awesome.
years. I'll be taking applications to shoot for one. So, y'all better line up and, see who got the best.
And 2 years, regardless, I'm skiing.
2 years, yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2 years to skeet date. Because me and him agreed that we're going to have a child around the same age.
So we can raise them together.
Yeah.
So
he can make them read, and I can make them
Come on, Scott,
be
Steve.
heathens.
Breed.
Sailed for me.
Hey, listen, you hear what she said?
How does it say?
No,
wait,
she
what?
said, I said we're going to have our kids at the same time. I said, so he can make them read, and what, you can make them breed?
I like that. That was a joke, but I like that.
So I'm going to teach him all the trash.
Most definitely.
And I'm going to have him in class.
Hmm?
He going to teach him about ass. I'm going to teach him about class.
You know what I'm saying? He going to have a meditate.
And Tommy going to
I'm going to listen, he going to have a meditate. I'm going to throw
fast.
condoms in him. He's going to catch him with their eyes closed.
That's dope. See, Tommy, once we get to show what we want to, like that kind of shit gonna happen. This is gonna be like an artificial arm. It's gonna look like Lee arm. It's gonna catch a rubber. Hey, so listen, he gonna teach him about ass. I'm gonna teach him about class. Tommy gonna teach him how to not catch a rash.
And I'm going to pray and fast because
That's dope.
And we're gonna teach him how to whoop ass.
Yeah.
Oh!
And
Corey gonna show him how to take long walks in the park.
You know what?
and lay in the grass.
And wear a mask.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, they all rhyme! They all rhyme! Corey!
One big happy family.
Yeah.
On the David Banner podcast.
All right, y'all. So I think that's it. Fuck that shit. We done. That's how I feel. Hey, Scott, do you know any of the Dolomite stories? Like the signified monkey?
Like way down in the jungle deep, the elephant stepped on the signifying monkey's feet. The monkey said, motherfucker, can't you see you stepping on my goddamn feet?
Hey, give him a clap, Corey. Yay!
Blaxploitation movie.
This is
love it as much as you love white Jesus.
My Jesus is brown, okay?
Why can't it be black?
Hey, he said the only Jesus he acknowledges is Isaac Hayes.
That's it. The gown.
So
In the choir room.
when we don't have an elder, I'm going to start giving the last word of the day. And the last word of today is, how can you expect the world to follow you if you don't see it? In so many cases, we want things, and this is what I said, especially to our children. I think a lot of people want stuff because they see other people with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why it doesn't come true. I ask so many rappers about the history of rap, and they don't know nothing about it. They don't care about nothing but the money. Whereas if you have vision, and I always tell people, what's the difference between an A-level artist and a B, C, and D-level artist when it comes to light? And the answer is the B-level artist runs towards the camera. The A-level run away because they know that they're the light. If you fulfill your vision, then everything in your life will come to you under your and God's terms. My name is David Banner. Thank you all. Make sure that you support DavidBanner.com. We got some very important things that's coming up really soon. We love y'all. God bless. Peace. If you're sick of bullshit TV that's always showing our people in a negative light, if you're looking for information that's simple and entertaining instead of boring, check out Business Bully TV. Business Bully TV has amazing programming, from celebrity interviews, documentaries, and movie reviews. You can watch exclusive programming that you can't get anywhere else from today's power players. Business Bully TV is available for free on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and streaming 24/7 and on demand at businessbully.tv. Once again, this is David Banner from the David Banner Podcast.